Happy Wednesday. Oh my gosh, the summer is going by too fast. I can't believe it. I hope everybody's having a great day. I think we're getting a little bit of rain showers in the Chicago area today. But with that, I am going to have Debbie talk to you about our exciting guest for today. So with that, Debbie, how are you today?
I'm doing great in Chicagoland right now. It's currently sunny and beautiful. So we're gonna love that for right now. We don't know, like you said, we may get some rain, and I hope we do though, because we can use some rain.
Yeah.
But I'm real excited today because we talk about diversity, we talk about health and wellness, we talk about interviewing people, and we talk about bringing people into the spotlight. And it's kind of interesting how Lori and I have met people. We've met a lot of cool people, and we always say to each and every one of you, if you have somebody that you know that would be an amazing person for us to interview, please let us know. Well, a few weeks back, we interviewed Lynn, and Lynn had sent us an email and said that I have got someone I think that you would just love to interview. So we talked to this woman, and right after just had a chit chat with her, I got a hold of Lori, and I go, Lori, we have got to get Odelle on. She is just the background she has, which is interesting and entertaining and acting, and her journey of moving from one location to another, meeting her husband, and then jumping into and diving into network marketing, which some people think, my goodness, that wouldn't work for me. And she just went headstrong in it, and she is doing fantastic in the company that she represents. So we want to show you, and we want to lift up Odelle to you and say, listen to her, because she's got some exciting stuff to share that I hope everybody that's on here can relate to. And with that, Odelle, how are you doing today? Take it away.
I'm doing great, Debbie. I thank both of you for having me on this forum to talk to people. The best part of my life and my job is talking to people. I love the process of getting to know people and sharing what we know and our wisdom and our experiences. That's my favorite part of all of it. I'm not so much a jump to the result person. I'm a process person, and that probably comes from the fact that I've been a performing artist most of my life. And right now I'm in Maine. I've been living in Maine for about 28 years, and I was living in New York City. I'm going to give everybody my background because it's kind of like, you're doing network marketing? I was a professional actor and director, and I was hired for a year to live and work in Maine, and I met my husband. And as a result, I ended up staying in Maine. It's a beautiful place, but it's hard to make a living as an actor and a director in Maine, as you might expect. So slowly, I began doing other things, and I actually started working with kids. And I didn't have any kids of my own, but I started working with kids in the arts, and their mind and spirit kind of blew me away. It was one of the most creative things I'd experienced.
Mhm.
And, you never know the path you're going to walk on. I kind of think life leads you there. Some people would say spirit leads you there, but you get led. And from doing that work with kids, I was part of a theater company. They had a children's ensemble. I co-directed it. And then someone said, Odelle, would you like to run this program with the Girl Scouts, an after-school program for at-risk girls? And I went, well, yeah, I tend to say yes more than no in my life. A friend did a picture of me with a big yes hanging over my head. So I became the director of this program, which ultimately we got our own funding and became our own 501c3. I was there for 15 years in Maine, working with at-risk girls. We actually won the Coming Up Taller Award as top 10 after-school programs in the US. And it was the love of my life, that work. But I worked too much. If you don't know this about nonprofit people, they're always like squeezing that penny to make it stretch.
Yeah.
And they usually have a vision bigger than the piggy bank they're operating from. So when I couldn't afford to hire someone, I did it myself. I learned to do a lot of things that, oh, sure, I can design costumes. Oh, yeah, props. I can figure that out. So I did that for 15 years. But 15 years of working 70 hours a week starts to take its toll on your relationships, and also your body. And I'm a person who has always been focused on what I'm doing, not taking enough care of the vessel that was carrying me around, but focused on what I was doing. And I was passionate about the girls. So as fate would have it, after years of doing that, I developed an autoimmune muscle and joint pain. Got to the point where I couldn't sleep at night. Any pressure, it would hurt. They couldn't tell me why it happened. They couldn't tell me what to do for it. And this is how my journey into health and wellness began. They put me on prednisone. I was on it a short time. I got off it because I could see the side effects. I said, no, this isn't good.
Mhm.
I went to my rheumatologist. I said, could this stress be part of it? She said, oh, no, we don't know that stress does anything. How you have to have it in writing for the FDA for a lot of doctors these days or those days. And I kind of knew, well, I don't think she's the right person for me, because I knew I was tired, exhausted, and stressed. So I began on my own journey. I left my after school program because I was tapped out. I was still passionate about the work, still am, but I was tapped out, knew I had to take care of my health, but repeated the pattern and jumped into another nonprofit, a local arts agency for 3 years, all the time dealing with chronic pain, 5.5 years of chronic pain.
Mm.
And if you've ever had chronic pain or have loved ones that have dealt with chronic pain, it's debilitating in ways they don't even know how to tell you. But as fate would have it, I finally wised up and knew I needed to get out of nonprofits, not because I didn't love the work, but I knew it was not going to lead to me living a long life, basically, is the truth. And nonprofits haven't gotten easier. They've gotten harder in the world we're in. So I had barely left the nonprofit when a community member reached out to me and said, she ran a health and wellness center, and said, Odelle, you want to see what we always talked about, her franchising her place? And she's like, nope, no more, not brick and mortar, Odelle. That's just as tiring as being a nonprofit director. And you really can't make that much money unless you own 15 of them. So she sent me an email and said, you want to see what my plan B is? And so I'm the yes girl, and the yes girl showed up. And at that presentation, I was walking into the door of my future. And I was shown an ABC investigative report that was done on the flagship product for my now company. And it blew me away. I knew the science made sense to me. I don't know, maybe it's that artist's mind that can see the possibilities of things, but I wasn't skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like, show me the medical studies, even though there were medical studies. I just knew that I needed to start taking the product, and the product was Protandem, and the company was LifeVantage. And not only did I meet the product that would change my path, I met 3 people that day who have become the closest people, some of the closest people in my life from that. So I began taking the product, and it's different in everybody's life. All of our genetics are different. I'll say more about it. But I was pain-free in 3 weeks.
Wow.
My mind was blown. I sat with it, and the more I sat with it, I need to share this with more people, because We were then, and we still are, a relatively small and still under the radar company in the field of biohacking. And people don't know about us. So I sat with it for a while and said, I have to share it. I don't know how to do this, but I've had a lot of experience with doing things I don't know how to do. It's making up your mind, and there's always a way to figure it out.
Mhm.
And hard work and an open mind can do so much with things you want in your life. So I went on this path and joined LifeVantage around 9 years ago. I've been with the company 9 years. We are a nutrigenomics company. That's big for an anti-aging company. We're in the field of biohacking. We were a biohacking company before biohacking was cool. That's taking natural ingredients to activate your body to heal itself. We're a company of activators. We create activators. The one that I spoke about that changed my life initially was protandem nerve 2, which activates a genetic pathway to get rid of oxidative stress, which is similar to inflammation. And everybody has it. Everybody watching this piece has oxidative stress in your life. You can't escape it. The things that cause it are all around us, everything from chemicals to the food you eat, to the stress in your life, to lack of sleep. We all have it. And that's what they always are talking to people about. Get your antioxidants, get your antioxidants. But the thing is, we can't eat enough blueberries, etc., to take care of what's going on in our body. That philosophy is a 1-to-1, one blueberry to one molecule. Protandem is one molecule of protandem to 1 million free radicals. So that's the general. That was our first product. And when I came on, there were only 2 products. Since then, over the last 9 years, we have 30 products.
Wow.
We were in 2 countries. Now we're in 22, and we're shipping to, it's a big growth, shipping to 220 countries. We are traded on the NASDAQ. There's not that many network marketing companies that are. That was actually one of the selling points for my family who was listening. They said, well, my brother said, well, if it's traded on the NASDAQ, their financials are real, their science is real. So that's the journey I've set on. And the company has continued to bring more activators into the world, one that heals your mitochondria, another that heals and creates sirtuins. It's all a lot of science, but you can find out more about it. And so we have 30 products now. Hair care, skincare. We have skincare because 3 studies were done by Louisiana State on skin cancer, and they found protandem taken internally reduced the size and occurrence of metastases. They came to us and said, can you do something externally? And this little scientists were like, oh yeah, I guess we can. So they started working on it. A key point that people don't know is we didn't start out in network marketing. We started out in drugstores. And we started out in Rite Aids and GNCs, but nobody in the drugstores could explain the bottle on the shelf. It was sitting next to vitamin C. They thought it was just like vitamin C. So when that ABC investigative report came out, sales jumped really big for 1 month. The company wasn't ready, fell back off. Fast forward, about 5 more years, and they had a consultant who recommended that we go into network marketing because we had 10 minutes of education. So really what I am is an educator. I sit and talk and get to know people. All my artist friends still, they can't figure it out. They think, what happened to Odelle? It's like at the time they thought I was going over to the dark side. People have the wrong idea about network marketing. Are all companies created the same? No, they're not. Are all the quality of products the same? No, they're not. But that's the way it is out in business, out in the world. Network marketing isn't that much different. People will say to me, only 2% of network marketers are successful. And I'll say, and in business, only 2%
Right.
of people rise to the top of their field.
Right.
So it's no different. It's just, for some reason, when people take on a network marketing company, they think it's going to be easy peasy, and they don't have to work. Somehow they have the idea you're not going to have to work. You have to work, and the amount of personal growth you're going to go through is, I mean, I can't think of anything I've ever done that continues to grow me as a person, make me a better person, increase my capacity for caring about people in the world. So I'm a network marketer till the day I die at this point. And I'm with LifeVantage because they keep coming up with amazing products. And the culture is one of, you've heard this term before, servant leadership. That's a lot of what we're about. Yes, people want to make money to help their families, but most of them have big dreams about helping other people. So, and I've been, as my mom said, ever since I was a little girl, I was about helping other people. So that's a lot of stuff. I think I just told you, but I think you might have a sense of who I am and why I'm with the company I'm with. And I could talk for a lot longer, but I know we have a window, and I'd like to take some questions. So
well,
thank
I got some things. You're welcome, Odelle. I got some things to say. First of all, I want to say I love the fact that I am right with you. You know, and Lori and I both know I am currently in network marketing along with my, hair salon, and along with Lori and I do with this. And I'm very pro network marketing. If people would think about it, it's work at home, create your own hours, work as hard as you can, get a lot out of it if you choose to. At network marketing, there's so many great people that actually are right there to take you under your wing and work with you. That's not like that in traditional brick and mortar. Okay, traditional brick and mortar is all about huge competition. It's not about lifting people up. It's not about having the flexibility and, being able to strive and do some of the things that you can. A sales force, a sales team in traditional brick and mortar is the same thing as network marketing, because we're building teams. We're building teams of people, but we're helping them. So we're taking them under our wing and showing them what we have. And so I'm so happy that you found something that's amazing that works for you. And not everybody can do every single different type of network marketing. Maybe if they're not in the right one and they need to look elsewhere, there are so many options out there. But I just want to say that we are going to ask you to put your information on our, comment section on the Facebook group, and also to continue to go ahead and give us some information, because, we do have other network marketers, including, like I said, myself in our group, but we're all doing different things. And so we're not in competition with each other. We're in to lift each other up and help each other out. I may look at some of the stuff you have to be a customer. You may look at some of the stuff I have to be a customer. I have had other companies that I've bought things from very willingly, because I'm like, they're amazing products. What's very interesting about the history of LifeVantage that I did not know is that you did start out in a drugstore, which is kind of cool, when you look at that. But the power of network marketing and the power of, and I've learned this with the current company I'm in, is that the person who's educated, that can sit there and explain to you and direct you to the right information, far exceeds the young 18-year-old kid working at GNC who just goes, oh, here you go, here's this bottle. You know what I'm saying? It's like so that's the one thing that's the beauty about network marketing, where they can develop and train and have people get out there and share everything. That I love that. I think it's amazing, So with that, I'm going to say, Laura, I'm going to turn it to you to see if you have anything else you want to say.
I do. I suffer with chronic pain, and I'm on disability because of it. So That is an interesting company. I have never heard that about them before. And I think this is great information for people. We have a lot of our people that are our members on our group that suffer from a lot of chronic pain. I know them personally. So that's interesting to find out information about that. Is it all in pill form or is it in shake form or?
It is in a caplet and also in capsules. So I know some people, occasionally people have trouble swallowing them. There are people that grind it up and put it in the applesauce or put it in their shake. We have ways, or people have ways to give it to their children too. They go, because there are children taking the products.
Oh, great, great. So I suggest to all you people out there that are watching us today and our members, you really should look into this product. You know, we talk about chronic pain, and you're right, Odelle. Stress is huge. People don't even realize how much stress is. That's what all my doctors tell me why I got in a situation that is similar to yours. You know, I'm a workaholic and didn't know how to say no. And the stress just gets to you. So I am just so impressed with what you have done. And I think God has led you into the right position to help people. I could just see it I could see your heart with the way you talk. So I'm so impressed by that. But that's the only questions I have right now, Debbie. Is there anything else you need to talk about?
No, I'm just going to say that's wonderful. And I think it's really awesome because I'll be honest with you, let's just be real about different products. Not every product's for every person, but there's many. And I think that, Odelle, you have that you can offer that can be for everyone. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds kind of twisted, but you've got such a vast array. So please go ahead and we're going to turn this. This is going to be shareable. It's going to be turned into a YouTube. And you'll be able to share it with anybody you want to, but with our listeners too, if you can just share all your information. And again, feel free to, if you've got like promos or you have like little videos or anything that you want to share with us, please feel free to. Once we've interviewed somebody and we have gotten their, like story out there, we're more than happy to do that. And again, we're also going to say anybody watching this, whether it's because you met Odelle or Lori and I, we would really love for you to share our platform with other people, because the more people we get together here on a platform, helping each other, the stuff that Lori and I have learned together is priceless. It's absolutely priceless. And when someone comes to us and says, oh my goodness, that really resonated with me. I learned about that. I went and researched it. I took advantage of checking it out. Lori and I get it just makes us feel so happy because we started this during the pandemic because we wanted to reach out to people and help people. So Odelle, your vision is the same. You're there helping people. You've always been a people helper. You can tell, and so your smile is infectious and it's just awesome. So thank you for being with us today and taking the time out. We just want to say, again, please share. And we just hope that everybody, has a fantastic Wednesday. And Lori, you want to close us out?
Oh, I sure do. Again, I just want to say thank you. What an awesome lady you are. I'm getting to know you. You guys all have a great day. Enjoy the weather. Before you know it, it's going to be fall. So with that, I'm going to say have a great Wednesday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.